Hello and welcome, my Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury signs in Libra. How y'all doing? That was a mouthful for some reason. Welcome to your Samhain Mercury Retrograde in Scorpio read, right? There is a trigger warning issued in in the description of this puppy that we're about to do, my Libras. By the way, I have Mercury in Libra. So, you know, I've already done my Leo for Leo rising. I've already done my Virgo for Virgo sun. This will be the third one. And of course, my Pisces moon. So if you are new to my channel, buckle up. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, and president of Join the Circle Productions since 1998. Yeah, self-employed witch. For my subscribers, welcome back. For those following along, thank you so much. Trying to get my numbers up to 1,000 so I can do super live chat. I realize it's not that different from like a Facebook group, because I have a Facebook, Words of Grace, by Mark A. Lyons. It's named after my second book. All of that, all my info is in the description box downstairs, including links to my 2 ebooks. The third one is in process, called Path of True Love. So I know it's similar, but I want to do it. I've watched a couple of readers do them, and I think they're a lot of fun. So I want to do that. So please, if you're new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. But now let's get down to business. The reason why I have trigger warning in the description for this reading is because we are dealing with Samhain tide, right? Samhain season. Essentially Halloween, although Halloween is officially October 31st, the actual astrological cross quarter of Samhain, which is the 8th and final Sabbath in the pagan wheel of the year, the death holiday, the final harvest, the going to ashes to rise again. That usually happens about a week or so afterwards. We're looking at the sun at 15 degrees Scorpio. So that's not happening at the exact end of October, is it? No, that's going to be like 5 or 6 days usually afterwards. So you have some time to prepare for this, but that's what these readings are about. They're about embracing the shadow, right? What is the emotional baggage or the limiting beliefs that need to be transformed in your life? You can't get rid of them, you can only transform them, right? Emotional exorcism. Alchemy is the language I prefer. Shadow work is another way to say it. I mean, going into the shamanic descent, going into the underworld, right? Facing your demons, alchemizing them, and returning to the upper world with the gold that you were carrying as lead before. Now it's interesting, on the periodic table, lead has 3 more atoms than gold. So actually something does have to be burned off, right? So that's what these are about. And by the way, onto that, please, oh, fuck my magical life. It's also Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, which is going to be about rethinking all this stuff and looking at like anything that needs to be transformed. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, so these are, I mean, okay, obviously this is the Libra one. I do them in order. I am a Virgo. This is the 7th one I've done. They've been triggery. They've been tricky and good, right? That's what they're supposed to do. It's not that I don't sugarcoat. I don't sugarcoat. I really don't sugarcoat, but I'm diplomatic, right? Being extremely empathic with that Pisces moon. I know how I like to receive information. I want truth, right? We want truth, but we want truth. Truth without compassion is brutality, says His Holiness the Dalai Lama, right? So is that about it? Oh yeah, if this reading does not resonate, because not all of it might, I'm reading collectives of hundreds of thousands of people, although the prayer, the blessings of the deck before I hit record, it's about that to be truly helpful for whoever's watching it. So if you're here, there might be a piece of the puzzle, but that's why for all of my readings, unless I'm doing like a one-shot, we're looking at sun, moon, rising, and then either Mercury in this case or Venus for a relationship spread, path of true love, twin flame, soulmate, that kind of stuff. Cool, cool. So we're cool. If it doesn't resonate, it's not yours. It's fine. It's fine. Like, oh my God, that Cancer one and the Virgo one. Oh, holy crap, holies. you know, very specific, some of it, but okay, if 90% of it is resonating and there's like 10% that's like, oh, it's just not you. I guess maybe it takes a reader to understand it when you're mining the quantum fields with specific zodiacs in place, but you get what I'm saying. I think that's all the preamble necessary. Let's dive in. Please breathe, my air signs. Breathe. So see that breath itself as a process through which you are inhaling all that you need and exhaling all that is ready to go. Not everything, you're not going to receive everything you need all at once. You're not going to let go of anything all at once. But if you do get triggered, breathe, because it's about acknowledging that emotion that is absolutely part of what all of this Samhain tide Mercury retrograde in Scorpio of all things is about. Cool? So I'm going to start with one of the Caroline Myss archetype cards to represent your, and I guess my own, dominant archetype, right? The soul power that all of this that's going on is about, so that we can alchemize the shadow or the lead into the light or the gold. So you ready? Breathe. Slow your breath. Deepen your breath. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, one card to represent this Libra collective. Sun, moon, rising, Mercury signs for this Samhain season and Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. What is the dominant archetype that's being alchemized here? The visionary. You're happy about that. The visionary, the visionary, the visionary. So this is sort of like the dominant energy, right? Everything else is going to reconnect back to this, whatever hits the table, right? So every archetype has its light and its shadow. Please go read Sacred Contracts by Caroline Myss, or at least watch her videos. Just put in Caroline Myss, M-Y-S-S, and the word archetypes, and on YouTube you'll get 10,000 videos, I'm sure. She's my favorite spiritual teacher. Well, she's my favorite female spiritual teacher. My favorite male spiritual teacher at the moment is Matt Kahn, and he just put out something today, a new video. He just puts out about one a month. They're always so good. He's amazing. So let's look at your archetypal dynamics here. We're going to start with the shadow now. If you've been following my channel, you know that I usually start with the light, but this is shadow work, right? So shadow attributes: selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. I think one of the previous signs got this. I forget which one. But that's the thing about the visionary. You get a vision, and will you sell it to the highest bidder, right? I don't know that I want to make commentary, but there have been certain people in my field, not necessarily on YouTube, who charge an exorbitant amount of money for talking to the dead, for example, where I just tell people, just talk to them. You'll get your messages, right? And you talk and then quiet your mind and see what you receive. Mediumship ain't that hard. Although I have a friend who is an extreme medium, right? And he doesn't do it for a living anymore, right? It's like he got released from his contract, I guess. Not that he doesn't do it, but it's not his primary drive anymore because it's a lot of work. I'm not a medium. I'm a rare, as rare as you fucking get. So that thing of selling your vision to the highest bidder, but what I'm feeling more here in the shadow for y'all is that it is more about that making it more acceptable, sort of like dumbing it down, watering it down, what your vision is, right? Because we all want to be accepted. We want our visions accepted, but then let's look at the light here. This is so good. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. It might be right in front of their face, but they can't see it. It's not conceivable. They can't even conceive the notion. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. And that personal gain might not just be about money. It might be about approval. It might be about attention, right? So to proclaim your vision regardless of whatever you are wanting in exchange. It's not about that. It's about saying, this is what I see. Like it or lump it. This is who I am. It may change in 5 minutes from now, but this is my vision. So very, very cool, Libra. Like excellent archetype. And what could be better during this time of year when the veils are thin, right? You'd be getting downloads left, right, and center. How exciting. Oh, I'm down for that. I'm both up for that and down for that. Now, what we're going to do to help clarify that to start with is we're going to work with the Chuck Spezzano. Oh, great. You got the fear card at the bottom of that one, but we're not going to pay attention to that because we've got giving on I divided the decks, right? That all of the problem suits, the suit of problems, is all now in one little deck here, and it's half the deck. What I affectionately call the womp womp cards, right? It's like the Debbie Downer cards, but it is so important to be able to identify, get some clues about what's the problem, what's the lead, what's the toxicity, what's the shadow, right? And then the other half deck here is a combination of the remaining cards, which is the healing suit, the luck suit, and the grace suit. Cool, cool. So let's do this. This is the voices of the ascended masters, those who have graduated from Earth School and reach back through the dimensional layers, fifth dimension and above, down to, well, I guess fourth dimension and below, which is really just the third and fourth, to help, right? It's like going to, you know, a master chef, right? To learn from a master chef or someone who's got a PhD. So let's do this. Let's get the lead here for this visionary. Let's get the lead in. It's terrible. Please, my masters. Oh, good. Well, you're always in a good mood. I'm in a good mood too, considering. My masters, please, one card in clarity for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury sign for this Samhain season and Mercury retrograde. In Scorpio, considering we're looking at a Libra visionary. The villain. Are you being a villain? Well, I mean, yeah, maybe it could be about somebody else, but this is in your energy field, the villain. Let me get they're saying, get this one, get this one, and then that will make more sense because I feel that in my belly. And I certainly the emotion of the villain can be coming up that you want to do bad things to someone, or at least those are your visions. Right, so maybe you're getting some internal flashes that are inspiring you in a villainous way, right? Because this, if it's in your energy field like this, it wouldn't be about you having a vision of someone being villainous to you, and you have to learn how to love and embrace the villain within you. Otherwise, you're going to be confronted with them over and over and over again, or you're just going to keep villainizing. Right? Villainizing, it's a word. So let's look at what's the grace, the luck, the healing here. Please, my masters, one card in clarity for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury sign for this Samhain tide, the Samhain season, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. What do they need? How do you balance? What do they look at? What do they have in their energy field to alchemize this villain that they can focus on? Irresistibility. All right. Now, here's the thing about irresistibility. Yes, in this card, it's about two people who are irresistibly drawn to one another. And if that is part of this, and you are playing the role of the villain, you may not see yourself as the villain, but that there is some sort of magnetic attraction here. Now, of course, we would put this in a romantic sexual context. Need not be so. That's why we're going to have other cards on the table. But there's also an irresistible pull then to be the villain, right? Like it's irresistible. You can't not be the villain in this, or at least have villainous tendencies. This is something that needs to be alchemized. Like, are you lying? Are you deceiving? Are you are you trying to sell yellow snow? You know, what the fuck? So if this is not you, if this is not you dealing with, because who the hell would want to admit to that? That's why we're glad we're doing this via YouTube, right? If this is you in that sense. But maybe it's also like you feel like you have been villainized. I'm going to say that in terms of embracing the shadow, there are other cards that could have come up to deal with that, right? To say that, look, and we all have a villain inside of us, just like we all have a hero inside of us, but which one do you want to be, right? That doesn't mean that you repress the villain inside of you, particularly if it's irresistible, or something irresistible is pulling you forward to alchemize this villain, because maybe you're just tired of it, right? Because here's the thing, if we were to change the word from villain to victimizer, here's the situation there. Every villain, every victim was victimized, and if they do not heal, if they do not grow, if they do not evolve, they end up doing to others what was done unto them instead of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is tricky as fuck, the villain, but once you get what it is a shadow within the collective, right? Oh, can you turn on the TV and see any villains in real life, not just fictional? people who are being villainous? Yeah, right? So that's in the collective. So what's in you that is villainous? What's in you that wants to tie the damsel to the tracks and run her shit over, right? Because within irresistibility, oh, so the person you're villainized, you're incredibly attracted to because you can't be with them or are afraid to be with them, you threw them under the train. Can't throw them under a bus that's got train tracks. You threw them under the train. Or at least as a visionary, that's what you want to do. Or maybe now you are getting the inconceivable vision finally that that's what you've been doing, right? So with that irresistibility here, look, I'm going to tell you, this is then soul contract stuff, right? We're talking about an archetype here. You came in to see the healing, to see the irresistible draw towards healing this, towards alchemizing it, because you were villainized. You must have been. Everybody has been. Show me somebody who's never had a boundary crossed or been deceived, and I'll show you somebody who doesn't exist, right? So there's massive opportunity for healing here, just with those 3 cards down. So those are really main. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn to the Daughters of the Moon Tarot Earthquake. You know, I don't usually read the bottom of the deck, but since I hold them up that way, it's been becoming more and more prevalent in my readings. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask the gods. Now for Libra, I have 2 gods that share the throne of Libra in my pantheon, Aphrodite and Eros, right? So mother and son. Very, very powerful pairing there for me. So it is to them that I ask, particularly because this does have, you know, a little second chakra, maybe some heart chakra stuff going on here, right? So what we're going to do is 5 cards: fire, earth, air, water, spirit, the elements spread. I love this spread. Oh, actually, I have a YouTube video explaining this one. It's back from a couple of years ago if you want to go look at that. So here we go. You'll follow along. Breathe. Right after that villain, I should have said breathe. Slower and deeper. Here we go. My gods, Aphrodite and Eros in particular, please. 5 top cards for this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury sign for this Samhain season, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Fire, what is it that they really want? Earth, what is it that they really have to help them get what they want? Air, what are they thinking about what they want? Water, what are they feeling about what they want? And spirit, what is the overview, the picture, the overview, the GPS, the eagle eye view of this whole situation? Please, my gods, top 5 cards. Butterfly, then. All right, so we're going to riffle, shuffle, butterfly, then 3, then we cut. Here we go. Nice clean cut, please. Maiden, mother, crone. It's okay, that wasn't a clean cut. We're only using the top third. Okay, here we go. You ready? You ready? I know this is scary shit. That's what I said. Trigger warning, right? Here we go. So what do you want? What's your element of fire? It's the fucking trickster. This deck has 2 double cards. One is oppression, the other one is the trickster. So what you want is either to be the trickster, and don't worry, we're going to lay down angel cards on top of these so that we get clarifiers on this. But this is the saboteur. This is about, you know, wanting to be a saboteur, which is a villain, right? It's Wile E. Coyote. You know, some days you root for him. It's like, will you fucking catch that bird already? He's spending all, where's he getting all the cash for all that Acme equipment, right? What's going on here? That if we were to bring in the Saboteur Archetype, and the Saboteur Archetype is one of the survival family archetypes, everybody has it. It's how we learn how to survive. So the Saboteur is about decisions of empowerment, that maybe you want to make a decision here, that what you really want is a decision, and a decision is different than a choice, right? Okay, here's a choice. I got me my iced venti skinny vanilla latte, blonde iced venti skinny vanilla latte. That's a choice. Whether I got a cappuccino or made coffee at home, I make amazing coffee. The choice and consequence. The consequence would have been the same. A decision is different. A decision is a choice on steroids. It's life changing. So who are you sabotaging? Are you sabotaging yourself? Because you gotta say, with the villain here, are you villainizing yourself? So there's something there in the element of fire, perhaps to resolve that, perhaps to heal that, but that's why we got other cards. So what do you have? What's the element of earth? Like the wick in a candle that feeds the fire of the flame. Bitch, the Tower card. The Tower, Kali, the Awakener, you're gonna snap the fuck out of it because it's happening. This is in the earth position. You're getting struck by lightning. Shit is being broken down. Old toxic patterns, right? Because if you really are playing the villain here, and if this might totally be for a cross-watcher too. So if this isn't resonating for you, if you are, you know, really working your path and loving and compassionate and, you know, divine feminine to the core, right? And then maybe you are dealing with a villain here. But then this is not going to stand for much longer. This tower has been built on a faulty foundation, most likely of lies, deceptions, and illusions, because what is lightning if not truthening? Light is truth, right? And we're talking about embracing shadows here. Something's about to blow up if it hasn't already. Fuck. All right. What are you thinking about that? No, but what are you thinking in terms of this? The Scorpio card. Now, yeah, maybe this is about dealing with a Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, who cares, who cares? But more, this is about the 8th house, right? Hecate, you are at a crossroads, which is what? A major decision. A major, major, major decision of empowerment. You're there. You are there. In your mind, you already know a decision has to be made, and it's about other people's resources, money, sex, power. You know, it's that. And she's in the underworld. I mean, literally, that's what Samhain is. It's underworld time, right? So that we can be reborn at Yule, right? Well, born at Yule, reborn at Ostar. It's a long story. I'm not going into it right now. Go watch my Sabbath videos. I got them in there somewhere. What is it? I forget what those are called now, the playlist, but they're in there. So we're looking at Hecate there, transformation. Now, oh, by the way, Mercury retrograde. Mercury, you've got the element of air here in Scorpio. Look, I can't even say duck and cover. I would say start cleaning this shit up now. Do not wait for that tower to hit. Unless it's already hitting. Unless you're already just getting bolts of lightning, either enlightening you, like look at the word enlightening now when you put in the word light, L-I-G-H-T-E-N, like lightning, like Zeus. No, a faulty foundation is being destroyed. I told you these readings were triggery as fuck. But with that Scorpio in your mind, oh my God, the opportunity for emotional healing, for emotional growth, for emotional empowerment is just huge here, so that the sabotage can end. But I'm telling you, this villainous sabotage, it's being discovered. If there's anything hidden about this, which of course, like you might be thinking, oh, nobody knows about this, nobody knows about this. Well, guess what? I think somebody knows about it, and I think other people are going to know about it. Because if you have been sabotaging yourself, which whenever you sabotage someone else, you sabotage yourself, it's just how that goes. It's really something inside of you that is screaming to be revealed and healed and dealt with, right? It's like that itch you can't scratch that eventually becomes, well, let's not say what else it could eventually become in terms of physical manifestations in your body, but let's say the physical manifestation is the shit's not standing much longer. You know, in the traditional tarot, the Rider-Waite tarot, those little droplets of light, that's the Hebrew letter of Yod, Y-O-D or Y-O-D-H, which means the finger of God. This is the divine intervening. So you can blame yourself, you can blame everybody you want. This is part of the divine plan, which also means that all of this villainy had to be part of the divine plan, because otherwise we don't have heroes. How can you have heroes without villains? And everybody who's a villain has a hero on the inside that's so much wanting to, what? Save the day. But the hero archetype is all about a path of personal power, the hero's journey. What are you feeling about this, Malibs? You know, what you're feeling about all of this is the Cancerian card. It's in your intuitive field, or maybe this is about a Cancer, sun, moon, rising, who cares? But that, oh, well, now look, there's a lot of water here. So either way, in your emotions are both on your mind and in your emotional field about this sabotage stuff here, that your emotions are absolutely being affected. And, you know, Cancerians, keep it under the crab shell. Don't let anybody know what they're feeling. though they're feeling a lot. Perhaps your empathic skill is starting to open up and you're beginning to actually have empathy towards people and feeling what they're feeling and feeling the results of what you've done. Or, you know, if you are, you see, but that's why there are other cards other than the villain that could have come up there. Okay, but they're also saying that that means that you need to give voice to that villain without it running the show, right? We all have wounds. They're there asking to be loved, but if we don't, they possess us. So that's what's called shadow possession or demonic possession. What is a demon but an angel who has forgotten its wings, right? Forgotten who it is. Most demons have wings, from what I understand. You know, so what do? You love that. You mother love it. You mother love it like a child, like a hurt 7-year-old inside of you just screaming its head off. And what is an angry 7-year-old who's not getting what they want, who is sabotaging left, right, and center? What are you going to say to them? What are you going to say to them? You'd say, I get it, honey. You're pissed. You're angry. You were villainized, and now you want a villain. So what do you want to do? You tell me, sweetheart. What do you want to do? I want to destroy them. I want to reduce them to ash. I want to drag them, expose them, right? I want to reduce them to ashes. I want them to suffer. But see, that's the misunderstanding. This is a Course in Miracles thing, that there's a difference between sin and error. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and mistakes can be corrected. Anything can be healed and corrected. It's sort of the point of this world, that love is the answer, right? But if you don't address it, if you don't deal with your own villainous tendencies, right? Like, okay, the nicest person in the world, sit them in front of political TV. Right? Nicest person in the world, you will see come out just a spitting and a fitting, right? So with this in the emotional field, there is emotional healing available for you. Love what rises, and by all means ask for help. I mean, I've got clients booking me up this week left, right, and center dealing with shadow stuff. And why do they come to me? Even if they don't know my reputation, they're like, a friend said I should talk to you. Because in my energy fields, I've done so much shadow work over the past, 30 years? I'm 51, so it's even, my God, it's even longer than that, right? Not just psychologically, not just spiritually, but through mystical process, taking the hero's journey down into the underworld, right? I'm used to it. That's why I named my house Elysia. I moved here 2 years ago this week, actually. And I named my house Elysia after the Elysian Fields, which is the spa section of the underworld. And Hades has been my my patron for the past year. Well, at Yule. At Yule, I will get my next patron and matron for the year. I already know who they are, and I'm very excited about it. So, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on here, right? But emotional healing, but with these two major arcana cards, in your fire and in your earth. The gods are involved. The gods know about it, and it's all part of the divine plan. So it's not about that you have sinned or someone else has sinned and must be punished, so much as there is an error that has been made. There is pain in place, and an error can be corrected. That's what Course in Miracles is all about. And the pain that can be embraced, the shadow embraced, given the love that it needs, the voice that it needs, without having to act on it and villainize any further. What's the overview here? End of a cycle. The universe card, Shakti, the life dancer, essentially a goddess of destruction, really, if you think about it, right? Like Shakti is like, Shakti, right? Shakti. It is the end of a cycle, the card of the world or the universe. So this is an opportunity, like I said, this is the image that they give me. Imagine planet Earth, right, and all these people on it, and for millions of years, it's been the home of the third, the fourth, and the fifth dimension. Who knows above that, right? How do we know it's the fifth dimension has been here on planet Earth? Because we've had enlightened masters pretty much all the way along. What were they tapping into? They were incarnating the fifth dimension. But it's like the spiritual awakening process. It's like they put a Bunsen burner under the planet, and it's boiling all of this shit to the surface for healing. So because of the quantum model, you see, every time you embrace shadow, every time you heal, every time you alchemize lead into gold, you visionary, you try and get this vision. Because of the quantum model, because of the quantum nature of this world, what you heal within yourself heals within all life. Now, do we know that animals are villainous or trees? No, not necessarily. So that's in the human part of it. So if you're seeing villains on TV and being triggered, and again, I don't mean like on The Flash. I love that show. Grant Gustin's so freaking cute. You know, Arrow, right? The Anti-Monitor, if you know what I'm talking about. You know, that's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about people who you see them, you're like, they're villains, they're criminal, they're corrupt, they're tying us to the, you know, the rant. Then use that. It's like, what do you want to do to them? Like, there you are. Yes, I love you. I love you. Because it is the villainized, right? The victimized voice within us that needs to be heard, healed. But love is what does the healing. You can't outthink it. You can only love it. Let it have its voice. And you lift that shadow into light. And what happens when a shadow is brought into light? It ceases to exist. Actually, what happens is you integrate it, you heal it, and the lead turns into gold. So what was insulated and could not receive energy is alchemized into gold, which is a conductor of energy. Thank you, whoever that was. That was really lovely metaphor. Let's ask the angels. Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. Let's have a look-see-duck-see here. Please, my angels, one card in clarity. Let's clarify this spread here, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. Let's start with fire for this Libra collective sun, moon, Mercury, sun, moon, rising, Mercury sign for this Samhain tide, this Samhain season, Scorpio retrograde. For this coyote, please, what's going on here? Oh, darling, it's about a soulmate. You're sabotaging a soulmate, and maybe you want to stop, or maybe you want to sabotage a soulmate, right? But there's a major decision of empowerment or disempowerment. Well, somebody's saying, are you going to man up, woman up, or are you going to be a total pussy about the whole thing, right? Are you going to wimp out? Are you going to be a coward? Or are you going to find your courage? Are you going to do what's right? Now, what's right may be open to interpretation, whether you walk away, whether you commit, whether you deceive, or whether you tell the truth. Because what do we know about coyotes? They're sneaky fucks, right? Look at her go. She's like, lurking, 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 lurking. Toxic behavior here, sabotaging you first and foremost, let alone whoever's in this soulmate connection with you. Now, I wish there was a twin flame card, because my definition of twin flames and soulmates are usually pretty different from a lot of what I see on YouTube. But let's just say a soul connection, which means, by the way, that this was written into the script before you came down here. You had to play the role of the villain. We all play the role of the villain sooner or later, even if we're just villainizing ourselves, right? So that's what you want, right? You want, there's something inside of you wants to play the villain, is playing the villain, that wants to blow the shit up out of this relationship. But if you're not aware of it, and if this is not what you want, then this is about healing this, and then this is what this relationship is about. Maybe not in total, but for this Samhain season, Mercury retrograde. Holy crap, holies. Yeah, all of the readings, all of these have been very intense. Good, good, the world needs it, right? It's got to come through us, you know, we're waiting for some alien beings or light beings to land on the ground and fucking heal the world. We're it. It's called incarnation. Okay, here we go. Please, my angels, clarify this card of the Tower of Kali, the Awakener, another Hindu goddess of destruction, right? Break it down. But Kali, the Awakener, to awaken you out of the dream of separation, right? The ego's dream of persecution, villainizing, and being, you know, victimized and all of that, particularly in this case. And with the visionary archetype, this is huge for you. This is going to clear out your gut, your third eye. You play your cards right on this, right? Huge opportunity here. So please, my angels, please clarify this card of the Tower for my Libras here. No more playing around. The card of playfulness. Nope. No more playing around. You a player? I know. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But when the player is hating himself or herself, something to look at. No more playing around. Game time is over. There's no more of this irresponsible, and I love the playfulness card, but with the Tower, it just gives me images of Nero fiddling while Rome burns. You're playing around, you're doing things you know you're not supposed to do, and the gods are like, this is, well, then you got to you were supposed to do it. It was scheduled, so that Tower experience, the yod, the finger of the gods coming, blink, It's written as well. It's just part of the script, and it's all for your benefit. Let me say this yet again if I haven't yet in this video. Everything that happens in our lives, inner and outer, is happening for us, not to us. That's the whole undoing of the villain victim spiral, right? Catch-22 is that everything is happening that's happening is here to help me, but I don't have to like it. I don't even have to see it. I don't even have to accept it, but I can keep it in the core that somehow this is serving me, and it sucks. It's horrible because look, nobody would do any of this unless there was hidden pain inside of them. Well, and now talk about hidden pain. Let's look at this Scorpio card here in your mind that I really get the feeling that nobody knows about this, maybe not even you, or that you've been keeping this shit secret and silent and must be tormenting you mentally as an earth sign. So please, my angels, one card in clarity for this Scorpio card for my Libras. What's going on here? That really, this is just about taking care of your body. What you're doing here, what the mental part of this is that you're just doing it for other people's resources. Maybe it's because of you're living with somebody, right? Like a living situation or a financial situation or a sex situation or a lack of sex situation. Well, with that irresistibility, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. That is somebody stepping out on somebody here. But that you are doing this leads me to feel, again, narcissism. Now, I have to say there's been a lot of narcissistic stuff popping out. Some of that is on me because I just booted a narcissist out of my life. Actually, a handful of them, like 5 or 6 of them, from all in the same week, gone. But that's what this is about. And look at the narcissism that's going on the planet that's destroying so much needlessly. But here's the thing about the narcissist. They lack empathy, whether they are an aggressive narcissist, a passive narcissist, or a covert narcissist. And apparently there are other categories. Those are just the 3 that I'm mastering right now, understanding what does that. There is such deep pain inside, and as a visionary, turn your vision towards that. How can I heal this? But keeping it secret, you are as sick as your secrets. You don't have to tell everybody, but you can certainly go get professional help. And if not professional help, right, maybe that's beyond your means. It's true. Some people are not ready to take that step. Divination is helpful, but they're all the divination systems, all the readers are going to point you in the same direction. So that's why you want to get counseling, spiritual counseling, or at least have a confession, particularly you're using somebody, right? The using card popped out before, I think. Was that this read? I don't even remember. But yeah, your motivations here, they are sinister. That you're using somebody for money, sex, power, other people's resources, 8th house. And with mysticism on top of that, that there's a mystery, that you're keeping it silent and you're keeping it secret, and it's making you sick. And the Tower is not going to have it anymore. So that Tower card, really, you could say with that playfulness card that the gods are like, oh, here's the part in the play where all your shit gets revealed. Now, if you're cross-watching, or if this is about somebody else, you should know by now whether or not this is you or somebody else, because you know your own motivations. You know what's going on here. But with this soulmate here, like really, take a look. Take a look at what's going on inside of yourself. And let's do that now with this Cancerian card. Really, we go from Scorpio. Really, we go from the Crone of Cups to the Mother of Cups, from thought to emotion. That's an interesting progression we got going on there. A lot of emotions going on here. So, you know, check your chart. Where is any planets in Cancer, any planets in Scorpio? That will give you additional information, whatever those planets are, not just Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mercury. So please, my angels, please clarify this Cancerian card, the Mother of Cups, for my Libras in their emotional field. A new beginning, right? So what you're feeling is that there is a new beginning coming, but it is like natal, right? It's in utero. You need to get out of this situation. Look, you have the opportunity, if this has not struck yet, to start preparing for it. How do you prepare for a lightning storm? How do you prepare, right? What is your exit strategy? You can have an exit strategy. Is start making amends before it happens. because this new beginning feels worth it. It's sort of like the Divine Mother, right? Namu, just sort of like the ocean. So much bounty, so much depth, but uncontrollable. You cannot control the ocean. So this new beginning, it's gestating in your emotional field, right? It's a new emotional beginning, but because it's the Mother of Cups, the Cancerian, the mother of the zodiac, that it's going to be born, but something has to be destroyed first. This is alchemy. This is alchemy. That these 3 extra atoms in the lead have to be let go of for your new gold to come. But that thing of the villain, that, you know, but with the visionary, but that's the thing. You might have this vision of how, no, you see, here's the thing. Sometimes we have visions and we sabotage the vision because, oh, no, particularly if you are got a narcissist thing, it's not that narcissists feel like shit. Narcissists feel that they are shit, right? That they have no self-worth and therefore have to rob it and steal it from other people. It's so funny trying to get self-esteem from somebody else. That's them esteem, not self-esteem. That's not self-worth. That's, you're taking that. That is not self-worth, right? That's a drug, right? And that's why you can narcissist vampire people, right? It's like I've become such a vampire slayer because I've dealt with so many narcissists, passive, active, and otherwise, right? Oi, 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 but a new beginning there. Blessed, blessed be. So now, well, what, so you're feeling that in your intuitive, your emotional field? Well, the overview is that it's the end of a cycle. Shakti, the life dancer, dancing from the old to the new, all in one breath, right? So please, my angels, please clarify this card of Shakti, the life dancer, the world, the universe, for this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury sign into friendship, that this becomes much more friendly. Now, does that mean this is only about your friends? No, or that you're going to make friends with your soulmate? Maybe, who knows? But you know, you don't deceive your friends. Why deceive your friends? So this is about a more into a transition of a more friendly way, that this can be done. Oh, that's what they meant when they said, you know, start cleaning up your stuff, start making amends before it happens. It's like this can be done in a friendly way. When, how do you do that? You be open and honest. You say, man, I was so fucking driven by my own pain. I am so sorry. I am so very sorry. I understand if you never, go ahead, block me. My fault. I own it. I'm the bad guy, right? Gonna Billie Eilish all over this shit. Mea culpa, maxima culpa. But, you know, this can be done in a friendly way. This can have a friendly closing. This can be concluded peacefully, which is just sort of the best possible thing ever that could show up in that spread. One more card down, and that's the Whispers of Love, and this is the voices of the higher selves of all involved. Your higher self, my higher self, because I'm a Mercury. You know, it's just so funny. I look at this and I'm like, I've already dealt with this. I've already gone through this. I got to go through it again. That's okay. But I know I'm watching my conduct and doing my shadow work. So it's very possible that one of the narcissists I kicked out of my life might very well have a planet. Well, actually, they do have a planet in Libra, if I am accurate on that. And this might be what they're going through. So isn't it funny when you share signs with somebody that when you watch your own, it's cross-watch? It's like, I want to call it automatic cross-watch. Great name for a band, Automatic Crosswatch. Automatic Crosswatch. Say it 10 times fast. You'll lose the meaning of all of it. So let's ask now. Oh, the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimensional and above. Please, one card in clarity for this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury sign for this Samhain season and Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Please, a whisper of love, a final piece of guidance and grace. Oh, fuck my pussy with a rake, Mom. True love. This love is a once-in-a-lifetime love. You're villainizing a true love relationship. You are villainizing, you are coyoteing, you are trickstering, not just a soulmate, but a true love. Now look, what do we know about true love? True love conquers all. And what, villains don't get true love? Have you not watched Once Upon a Time, Regina? True love breaks all curses. True love heals all. It is divine love physically incarnate. And when I am feeling true love, now look, is this overtly sexual, romantic? For some of you, it feels like predominantly it is. Yeah, it could be a family member or whatever, but the way they kiss and hug, I'll say, no, no. This is a soul contract that one of you all, like, it's either, again, if you're being villain or victimized, don't know, but you've seen it. You know this somewhere inside of this. You know somewhere deep inside of you, emotionally, intuitively, that there is a new beginning, that out of this destructive tower, now granted it's the tower, not the death card, but it is clearing the way. It is destroying the old foundation, the Tower of Babel, blowing it up so that something new and more stable and healthier can be built, rebuilt. Cool, cool. So let's give you an overview. We've got the visionary archetype here, the shadow attribute, selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable, particularly if that is about this true love relationship, and just kind of saying, well, no, it's just a relationship, whatever, where in the meantime, you're feeling 10,000 volts of true love and all of the complications therein. The course of true love never did run smooth, the Midsummer Night's Dream, William Shakespeare. Light attribute, what you're shooting for. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. And that makes sense with that Scorpio card, that you know this, you're just afraid to say it because of the destruction it will create in your life if you do, probably because you're with somebody else, just saying. And what do we have there? The lead part, the shadow part of this visionary is the villain, that you are playing the villain, or you are dealing with the villainous tendencies inside of you, or you have been villainized, but then there would be another card there. Keep going back to that. This is a shadow you need to embrace within yourself. And if you've had villain after villain after villain after villain, it's not that you're a villain too necessarily, but you gotta look at that. You have to open up and embrace some of that stuff, because we all have a villain inside of us. That how many villains become anti-heroes, right? Deadpool, etc. Oh, Ryan Reynolds. I just had a Ryan Reynolds hot flash. And with that irresistibility, speaking of Ryan Reynolds, that irresistibility, that there is something irresistible here, and of course it would be irresistible. This is a true love contract. This is about the both of you coming together and embodying unconditional love, healing all of this stuff for the well-being of all. So if you're a narcissist, you might have a really hard time understanding that your healing is going to benefit the world, right? But where's your empathy? Well, that empathy is coming in that Cancerian card, but we will get there. So looking at your element of fire, you've got the coyote woman, the trickster, the saboteur with the soulmate. That you want to do something with this. You maybe get now, at least, that like, oh my God, I've been pissing and shitting all over this person, this connection, this thing, but you know what? Had to be written in, had to be part of the divine plan. Would have done better if I could have done better, but my pain was running the show. My own lack of self-worth was running the show. Here in the earth, what you have that's helping you to do that is the end of playtime. Playtime is over. No more playing around. Shit has just gotten real. People are getting hurt. Some of it, and I don't want to say it's your fault, it's you're to blame, but you played the villain role here. You have to turn yourself in. You have to come clean. No more time to play around with lies, deceptions, and illusions. And here we go in the water position. Well, there are those deceptions, at least with Scorpio. Now, I know it's more of a Pisces thing, deception and illusion, but something there's hidden. There are secrets going on here. And really, you're just hanging out in some connection, something, just doing this to get your rocks off body care, right? There's sex, money, power. Or you are in a situation where you're just staying because of the money or the house or something like that. And you're really not honoring your relationship for what it is. Because have you ever met an honorable villain? Those things cannot coexist until they heal, right? Well, Black Siren. Black Siren on the Flash. And don't we just love Stephen Amell? I do. All right, so then what's in your air here? In your field of water here, you've got this Cancerian card, this intuitive knowing, that a new beginning is being birthed here. Something healthy, but something empathic, something emotional, something satisfying. That will, by the way, ebb and flow, wax and wane, like everything else in this world. So, whether it's a new beginning with this person, or it is a brand new person and brand new situation coming in. Although with this true love here card in the center, it feels like you need to at least heal. You need to kind of man up, woman up here with this situation that you've already sort of crapped all over. before you can move on to that. And the Tower card's certainly going to make sure you do that, although the Justice card is not here. That does not mean, kind of looks like the Justice is just going to be served with that Tower card, because with that card of overview there, that there's a friendly way to do this. With this card of Shakti, the life dancer, the universe, the world, full circle, that this can really be the last time you ever have to do this if you nail the dismount. And why? My darlings, my Libras, we are the true lovers, regardless of planetary positioning in Libra, that we are here to come to bring balance, to be fair, to be honorable, right? True love, this is a love. This love is a once-in-a-lifetime love. Heal it. It's what you came in to do. So, my Libras, I know, rough read, but that's what these are. Go watch my other series that I do, the other Zodiacal series. They're not like this. This is very specific. I'm not going to be doing this again until next year, most likely, because I'm sure I'm going to get lots of thumbs down, because people are like, oh, how dare he? Bloop. And it's like, well, if it upsets you, it's right. You spot it, you got it, right? In that sense, if it triggers you. But maybe, you know, if you've been trying to heal this, Libra, the whole other way of life, if you've been trying to heal this, wondering why your relationships keep getting sabotaged, well, here's your opportunity to say, well, it does take two to tango. Where am I off step? Where am I not stepping in an honorable way? Where am I playing the villain? It's a rough read. I get you. I get it. And this is for me too. On a certain level, I am willing to accept that, because I am allowing my villain to have its voice. I'm even wearing guy liner today. Well, I am for this. It's Halloween. Why the fuck not, right? But I'm not acting on it. I'm not destroying lives. I'm not tying anybody to no train tracks. That's not the truth of who I am. But these energies that rise within me, angry 7-year-old with a pointy stick, right? He gets to have his voice. I love that kid. That kid is so fucking awesome. And he's just trying really to be an Avenger. He wants to be Justice League, but he's Legion of Doom right now, and that's okay too. Cool, cool. I love you so much, my Libras. I hope you made it all the way through the reading for the blessing, because y'all need it. We all need it. So here we go. Breathe. Oh, dearest God, Goddess, all that is. May the Libra collective, sun, moon, rising, Mercury signs be blessed with all that they need this Samhain season and retrograde Mercury in Scorpio, that they may heal, they may grow, they may embrace the true love that they are, to make empowering decisions and to heal what needs to be healed by loving what rises, that their deceptions be gracefully dropped in a friendly way for the well-being of all. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. I'll understand if you don't, if you're new to the channel after this read, but I'm good. You got to say, if I nailed you, I'm good. I am good at what I do. And you know what? YouTube is a popularity contest, but reading people is not a popularity contest. Not if you are doing it honorably. Cool, cool. And that you'll always get from me. I will give you the truth. I will yuck it up. I will sugarcoat it. I will nibble off some of the sharp edges. But only if that is what truly serves, because truth without humility, truth without compassion, all right, is horrible. It's a shit show, is brutality. Cool, cool. Thank you so much for your time. But for now, my darling Libras, hail, farewell, and blessed be.